Today, we will be talking about the Republic of Aurora visas. We have the tourism visa, the residency visa, which is more like a residency permit. We have the work visa, the education visa, cultural visa, law enforcement visa, transit visa, entertainment visa, volunteer visa, asylum visa, and disaster relief visa. We also have military visas as well. The military visas are more to keep track of what other countries do in our territory. It's important to do this to maintain sovereignty. Sovereignty is very important to any nation. They need the right to enforce their sovereignty in the borders, which means they need to be able to control foreign military actions within their borders as well. The tourism visa is just for visiting, just for tourism purposes, and it can be extended too. The residency visa is just to live in the Republic of Aurora. Work visa is just to work. It also has the ability to attain an education while there too, if they want to. Education also allows work as well, but education has a studying requirement attached to it, while the work visa has a work requirement attached to it. Cultural visa allows us to have cultural exchanges and learn more about the world as well, and also offers people coming for approved religious activities the ability to come here for those purposes. Also, big events may offer cultural visas as well, depending on the type of event. The law enforcement visa can be obtained only by law enforcement officers in the Republic of Aurora. Law enforcement officers will need to file the request with the Aurora Ministry of Immigration and Customs to get the visa approved. Then they can bring someone in to testify in court, to question people or get help with investigation. It's just primarily law enforcement stuff and can be extended based on circumstances of the case and approval of the officer's supervisor and Aurora Ministry of Immigration and Customs. Transit visa is just for transiting in the country. It doesn't allow anyone to clear customs. It just allows them to go through rescreening, and that's pretty much it. Entertainment visa is for staff of exhibits and bands. Also involving the bands and anyone doing performing or public performances for money. So therefore, they would require an entertainment visa, where we will confirm the type of exhibit, ensure that they're not inciting any violence or promoting violence with the exhibit, which is very important as well. An entertainment visa allows people to come in to perform, which is very important. It helps bring in music and brighten people's lives as well. Volunteer visa is just for people coming to volunteer without being paid. The volunteer visa is free in the Republic of Aurora, but can be revoked if the immigration officer feels that they're using the volunteer visa to go there to breach the terms of the visa and work for money. It can be refused though. So therefore, we do encourage people for volunteer visas to talk to our consulate first before coming over, because they may be refused entry. Asylum visa is for political and religious asylum and can be renewed as long as visa conditions are met. Political and asylum visas are granted based on certain conditions. It varies from person to person. Disaster relief visa is only granted during emergencies to members of disaster relief organizations. The visa can be extended based on the conditions of the impacted areas and the current needs. Like if the disaster caused more damage than was expected, the visa can be extended for rescue workers, relief workers, and volunteers who want to help out with the rescue operations. Disaster relief visas are pretty easy to get in those conditions and can be obtained relatively quickly. They can be issued by consulate without contacting AMOIC as long as the disaster conditions are known, as long as they can support that the agency or the organization is coming there to provide aid. We have the military-related visas. Visas granted to military personnel who are coming to help defend the Republic of Aurora in times of insurrection or invasion. Those defense visas can be granted pretty quickly too to allies, and we do keep a list of countries that will be granted the visa based on circumstances. Of course, the invading country will not be granted a visa. There are different types of military visas, because then again we need to keep track of what's going on as well, to make sure that there won't be any permanent environmental damage. If they're going to be testing out stuff like artillery, they're going to be doing artillery drills, we would need to take precautions and be able to clean up the site after they're done with it. So therefore, we would need to know about it to clean it up. Therefore, we can also set conditions where they will help clean up the mess as well. But in the case of war, allies will not be subject to helping us clean up the mess. It will be done by the Republic of Aurora's government. Because if they're helping us in defense, that's already a lot they're helping us with. We have A through D. So we could take a look at this for now for a few minutes. A through C is more training in the Republic of Aurora. Like, Type A military visas will probably just be more physical exercises, sometimes like, paintball kind of exercises. While Type B would actually be more live fire, where you can practice shooting, practice testing artillery, like shooting the real ammunition, shooting real artillery, shells. Those would be required by Type B visas will allow that. And any soldiers taking part in those exercises, even supporting it, will need to have a Type B visa. Type C visa is more air and naval, so therefore it's more different preparations are needed and much more different measures are needed if something goes wrong. So therefore Type C visas will also have requirements for how you're going to rescue staff if the ship sinks, or even if the aircraft has problems. If you have insurance on the ships, we just want to make sure that everything is prepared for just in case the worst happens. You can also hope for the best, but you have to be prepared for the worst too. Because not everything goes as planned, so therefore you need a backup if something goes wrong. Type A, military security Type A visas. We might add another type of visa for this too, depending on how it works out. So, this is primarily security, using military forces for security. But for now, it's easier to send police officers to just do security because they would just need a work visa to do security. Because Type A security will allow the military to transit through the Republic of Aurora with the military equipment for security purposes. Garrison visas. It's just more stationing rights. There's nothing much besides stationing rights, allowing our foreign allies to establish military bases on our soil. But we limit how much personnel they can have in the country too, because having too much military personnel in one community is not a good thing. In general, we want to keep a balance, so that way we don't have too much military drills waking up the locals, all this stuff. Because I don't want our citizens to be awoken in the middle of the night by military drills, or the military drills to impact the town too much. I want the towns to be able to keep their peaceful characteristic as well. Therefore, the visa conditions will represent them. Some countries have the visa waivers, as you can see here. Some countries we have very close ties to, so therefore, we try to give them a visa waiver to promote friendship, as long as they are safe and we can ensure that it will have no detrimental impacts to Aurora as well. Thank you for watching.